Oral hygiene is the practice of keeping one's mouth clean and free of disease and other problems by regular brushing of the teeth and cleaning between the teeth. It is important that oral hygiene is carried out on a regular basis to enable prevention of dental disease and bad breath. Oral hygiene starts from the time a baby is 6 months of age. Tooth decay can start from an early age. Statistically, it is estimated that 1 in 5 children have untreated cavities, which sometimes can be more than just a dental issue. Today, Dr. Kimberly Abraham is with us to discuss the importance of oral hygiene in children.
Today's Vitaminate highlights cobalamin, or vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 is naturally found in animal foods. Vitamin B12 is needed to form red blood cells and DNA. It is also a key player in the function and development of brain and nerve cells. Vitamin B12 binds to the protein in foods we eat. It can be found in fish, shellfish, liver, red meat, eggs, poultry, dairy products such as milk, cheese, and yogurt, fortified nutritional yeast, fortified breakfast cereals, and enriched soy or rice milk. And that was today's Vitaminate.
How often in your practice, Dr. Abraham, would you see cavities in little kids?
Every day.
Every day?
Every single day, yeah.
And what would you attribute that to, especially in that toddler age group, looking at like the 3 to 5 age group?
What parents don't know is that kiddie cavities or kiddie caries is literally the second highest reason for hospitalization, which is just basically poor oral hygiene, and it leads to like cavities in kids or lack of knowledge.
Is it that the moms, dads, they are not brushing the kids' teeth, or they're not brushing it appropriately, or combination of those?
It's a combination, not brushing appropriately and then sleeping with the bottle, so then baby bottle cavities, so it's like that.
So I'm a mom, and when both my kids were toddlers, they would really like, even though they're eating from the family pot and eating normal food, that last bottle of comfort to drink just before they go to bed, and inevitably my son would sleep with the bottle in his mouth. What do? I don't want to wake him up.
That is how we get cavities.
You're right. I don't want to wake him up to clean his mouth, so what should I do? What
I tell mommy is oftentimes have a bit of gauze at very close. You can, it depends on the age. So if they're young, if they're under 1, if they're under 2, just a bit of water on the gauze and wipe their teeth. It makes a big difference because oftentimes, the cause of the cavities is that milk festering and dancing on the teeth overnight. Yeah. If they're a bit older, children's mouthwash, Act or the purple Listerine, it has fluoride that prevents you from getting cavities. Same thing on the gauze, wipe the teeth, makes a world of a difference.
And what about the diet of these kids? Does that contribute to the cavities?
Yes. How do we get cavities? Sugar. So I tell mommy, when they come to a visit, the first thing I ask the child, depending on the age, what's your favorite snack? They would say chocolate or gummy bears. Diet. So you see the sugary and the chewy snacks that stay on your teeth? Yeah. That's how you get cavities.
So is it that you would advise moms and dads to try to avoid this sugary snacks altogether, or if they have to have it, brush right after?
So in the realistic world, you would say avoid sugar. But they're kids, you can't do that. Even if you choose not to buy, I bet you if you carry your child by your mom or your dad, grandparents, they give the kids sugar. So decrease. What parents don't know is that having a snack or having sugar with a main meal, like right after lunch, is less destructive on your teeth as opposed to having it on its own. So it's everything in moderation, but definitely we want to decrease.
And brushing, how often should you encourage the kids to brush?
At
After
least,
every meal?
At least twice a day.
Okay.
At least twice a day. That's a little realistic.
All right. Soft drinks, sweet drinks, milky drinks.
Sugar. Let's try to avoid those, but you can't, at least for most times, kids love juice. What I would suggest is dilute it. So half juice, half water. Most times they can't tell the difference. We are reducing the sugar content and it saves you money anyway. So everything, let's reduce it.
Right, but then kids go to school and they buy from the cafeteria.
So that is
the juice boxes.
Yeah, so in the case, I would prefer like we pack, a lunch kit with snacks. So at least if you put your grapes in there or a little snack, they have no need to get the little $2, the $5 and go to get it.
Right. Now, as a parent, how do I know, or what are the telltale signs that my kid may have a cavity?
So I encourage parents to, at the end of every night, you watch your child. So you have them stand in front of you and at least retract the cheek. Cavities start out as white spot lesions at the gum line or the gingiva. So it's looking to see any white spots. That's how it starts. And after that, it then tends to get brown and black. But they start as very small white spot lesions. So
on
this
the
is
gum?
Yes, along the gum line.
Right.
So this is where you encourage them to visit a dentist at least by the first year. And of course, you have to play a role. You can examine. And if you're helping them brush their teeth as well, take a look for yourself.
Okay. And of course, pain. There will be the kids, that's a common symptom.
Yes.
Pain. Pain on chewing, pain in the night.
Yes, pain
sporadic
especially in the
pain?
night. Yes.
Okay.
But by that time, the cavity, the lesion is advanced. So it's now we have to do something. We have to intervene.
All right. And in your practice, what exactly, let's just say you've got a kid that has a cavity, presents with pain, maybe a little bit of swollen gums.
What do we do?
Yeah, what's the treatment for that?
Usually, the worst thing that you want to do is to give anesthetic or sleepy juice on a first visit. Obviously, they come in pain, so you can't help it. So if the face is swollen, we have to get rid of the swelling first, so we offer a bit of antibiotic. And then, so once a child is out of pain and comfortable, the principles of dentistry still remains. You don't want to go in and do too much too soon. So if we could get them to open up, take them for a little ride, at least get an x-ray. And at this time they should be out of pain, we start a plan. Okay, mommy, on the x-ray we see a cavity, this is what we could do. And then you could test the compliance of the child. If they seem to be letting you do a lot of that visit, of course, we clean out the decay. But if they're a bit apprehensive, we start with a little cleaning, carry them up and down, and we build trust. At that visit, in my office, I give you a toothbrush and a gift, a coloring book. So now I become auntie. So at every visit, we try to do more and more until we could actually restore the tooth.
All right. But human beings have two types of teeth. You have your primary, you have your secondary, right? So that first set of teeth that the kids have, they're going to lose it anyway. So the thinking a lot of parents have is, well, they're going to lose the teeth anyway.
Right? Just pull it out.
So yeah.
So that is the attitude. But what parents need to realize is that we have those baby teeth from age 6 to age 12. And they serve a purpose.
What purpose is that?
Early loss of a tooth. So adult teeth come out, they get guidance from the baby teeth. If you lose a tooth prematurely, the adult tooth, 1, does not come out, or 2, if it does, it comes out however it comes out. So then you're kind of like sending your child in need for braces or some form of orthodontic.
So if you extract a baby tooth, a primary tooth,
yes,
the complication of that is the permanent tooth that comes out may not come out, and if it does, it may come out malaligned.
Yes.
And that's going to be a problem too for the person to chew.
And then when it's at the age for the adult tooth to come out, there's no space. So again, orthodontics.
Okay.
Also, of course, other than, you need your teeth for aesthetics, for speech, for nutrition. So the attitude definitely should not be one of, oh, it's a baby tooth, pull it out. No, we have to fix.
Right.
Yeah.
And teeth cleaning, for adults, we advise brushing, flossing, and rinsing mouthwash. Is it the same for babies, the same for kids?
Yes, but obviously you would say go and brush your tooth or brush your teeth. They would come back in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So of course, with kids, you have to, I tell parents, if your child can hold a pencil properly and write or tie their shoelacing on their own, mommy or daddy has to brush their teeth. They have to help them. So it's the same principle, but they need a little help.
Do you advise or recommend that they floss as well as little kids growing up?
Yes, they do. Well, would help.
Okay.
I suggest to parents, get a little hourglass and we make it a game. We can't leave the sink until all the sand is on one side. That's about 2 minutes. So we go until the sand is out.
Okay.
So that gives us a bit of leeway at 2 minutes to get stuff done.
And so you recommend morning time and
Night.
Before they go to bed?
Yes.
All right. And we are strongly advocating against the sugar.
Yes, we are.
Okay, and if we have to bend the rule with the sugar, because kids are kids.
Yes, they are. With a main meal, it's less destructive on the teeth.
So you're talking about like a slice of chocolate cake after dinner, or you're talking about the sweet drink with lunch? That's what you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay. In your practice, what's the worst kind of cavity have you ever seen?
All cavities are bad. The worst ones are when the child comes with their face swollen, because these things could be prevented with a regular dental visit or just proper knowledge in terms of how to brush, how often to use a mouthwash, how to reduce sugar. So oral hygiene and dietary advice.
I want you to really pound in and home in on how important it is for parents to understand that a cavity can become something really sinister and can develop into something that is a medical emergency. Because a lot of parents may not address it soon enough if they understand that it can become something significantly serious.
So it's the same thing as in any other medical specialty. Just how we would expect that you wouldn't walk around with an infected finger or an infected toe, you shouldn't walk around with an infected tooth. And what oftentimes most parents don't realize is that dental issues could cause other systemic issues. It can lead to respiratory issues with your brain. So everything is connected. So it's very important.
And even heart.
Yes.
Because it's all, as you say,
everything
is connected.
Yes.
For kids who need to have procedures done in your practice, do you use anesthetic at all?
So
local
and it's help with sedation.
Right.
So they little laughing gas to have them comfortable,
Yep.
and then we could go ahead. So that way they don't feel my anesthetic or my hands bite as much as they would without it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Dr. Abram, if you had to leave the viewers with one piece of advice, that's the mummies and daddies, grandma and grandpa out there listening who have kids, toddlers especially. What piece of advice, what golden nugget would you want to leave with them?
I would say that prevention is definitely better than trying to cure something. It's very important to visit your dentist every 6 months. And for a baby, the first dental visit is the first tooth, or at least by the first year. At that visit, you really get the dental knowledge, the oral hygiene and dietary instructions that could prevent having to deal with any form of decay.
So prevention,
Yes.
better than cure.
Yep.
Visit your dentist every 6 months. Start the first visit for your kid at the site of the emergence of the first tooth.
Yes.
And diet.
Yes, let's reduce. It's unrealistic to say avoid all sugar, but definitely let's reduce.
Yes.
Yeah?
Thank you very much,
Thank you
Dr.
for having
Abraham.
me.
Although Trinidad and Tobago generally has a low occurrence of meningitis, it can lead to devastating complications which can be prevented if diagnosed early. The signs and the symptoms of meningitis, what would that look like?
This is not your little, I think the child feeling warm.
Not responding to Panadol at all.
Not responding to
Yeah.
Panadol. The child is lethargic, the child is not drinking, the child is not eating, the child probably is going to be vomiting, the child is going to look very, child may be breathing heavily, real
Ill.
sick child.